Kids in Arizona are headed back to school, and that means so are teachers. They have so much to worry about these days. Curriculum, class size, but one thing they shouldn't have to worry about, being unprepared for retirement. That's why Terry Kennedy is here from Appreciation Financial with some tips for teachers.
Yes, for teachers.
Thank you so much for being here. You wouldn't think that teachers have some very specific things that they need to consider in terms of their retirement. What are some things that take them by surprise?
Well, one is what we call the pension gap. Their shortfall when they go to retire. The average teacher actually only gets about 60% of their retirement of what they were earning in retirement. So the next day after they retire, they're getting 60% less than they were making the day before.
That is not fun. I don't like that arithmetic. and I'm sure teachers don't. So you focus on educating educators about how they can make the most of their retirement?
That's correct. So you would think that the pension companies themselves would do the education. They don't. So we come along and we say, hey, let's look at your gap, your retirement gap from your pension, and then figure out how do we fill that. And that's called a 403B or a 457 plan. And we go in there and educate them on how to use those and save a way to add to their pension.
Your company specializes in just helping teachers. I had no idea this was a thing. So nationally, and here in Arizona, you work exclusively with teachers, educators, administrators?
That's right. Yep, and almost every district in Arizona.
The guaranteed income options that you offer, can you elaborate on those and how they help provide some security and protection for teacher savings?
Yeah, so teachers aren't aggressive investors. We know that. So we have safe money strategies, we call them, that help them make sure that they have like no downside, but only upside potential. And so we use those for the teachers, and they just love them. It's just like like putting on autopilot.
Right, because like you said, you find that teachers are pretty conservative in terms of how they want to invest.
Yes, they are. I mean, they didn't become a teacher because they're aggressive, type of people. They became teachers because they're conservative and they want to have good safe money strategies to put their money in.
It's such a difficult job. It gets more and more difficult, burgeoning class size. There's new challenges all the time. So it's nice to think that if you've worked hard and you've been really a public servant all these years, that you could have a comfortable life after you retire.
Well, that's really important because they obviously don't get paid. Teachers don't get paid what they could probably maybe get paid on the outside, but they do have a pension when others don't. So they really need to stay and enjoy the benefits of the pension in order for it to all make sense, right? And so, but that doesn't change the fact that they need to fill that gap. It's still short. And then we help them do that. And in the school market, they have many options to go with, and we go in there and help them select which options to save away to add to their pension.
So I have cousins who are public school teachers, aunts, uncles, and they range in age. So I'm curious, does somebody right out of school at 23, 24 need to think about this? Is 50 or 55 when to think about this? What age teachers should be reaching out to you?
The sooner the better. I mean, obviously we want to talk to them at any age, but if they start younger, the rule of 72, compounding interest is in their favor, right? And so, so the longer they have of the horizon to retire, invest and retire, the better they're going to be. However, if they've already been going and have a chunk of money and don't want to lose it to the market before they retire, then they need to talk to us also.
Okay, math teachers, compounding interest. Nobody understands that better than you, so sooner rather than later. Before we go, I know you've shifted a lot to digital appointments, and teachers are so busy, so they can do all this digitally now.
Absolutely. We can meet with them by Zoom or by Google Meet or one of the safe ways to meet digitally. It saves a lot of time for both the teacher and for our advisors. But we still meet kneecap to kneecap too. We're happy to go to the school and meet with them too.
I've never heard that before, kneecap to kneecap. And some people are more comfortable kneecap to kneecap like we're doing now.
That's right.
So you have the option to still meet in person if you want to do that. If you want to be on Google or Zoom, you can do that too. What's a good way to reach you guys?
Well, you can go to our website at appreciationfinancial.com and we can direct you right from there.
Terry Kennedy, thank you so much for looking out for the teachers who are doing such a great job looking out for our kids. Stick around. We have more of the Arizona Daily Mix right after this.